Good day to you, everyone. This is Yeshua said my name, YSMN. I'm out to share a video today based on the anomalies which I found at Freedom Park yesterday. To clarify for you all, some of these pictures I will show you are sent from Brother Isaac from this channel. Other pictures are things that I personally found that I thought were anomalies at Freedom Park. Now, the walk I took you on yesterday was the third walk I've taken you on Freedom Park. The first two walks at Freedom Park, I personally did not find anything anomalous in my sunglasses or in my videos. Maybe some of you have, and I just haven't heard from you yet. But yesterday's walk, however, by the time I found a huge X in the woods, by the time I found two other anomalies that I'm going to show you, I literally started feeling uncomfortable, like I needed to leave the area. So for the first time ever at Freedom Park, it almost felt like, like I felt an urging to just go ahead and leave. So I'm going to show you the images that Brother Isaac found and that I found during my trail walk at Freedom Park yesterday, okay? So let's start with some pictures that Brother Isaac sent me. He gave me permission to share, so let's go ahead and open these up. Now, these are pictures from Brother Isaac that he sent me in an email last night. He said he thought it looked like a man in a suit watching you. Now, if I zero in a little bit, in his opinion, in his email, he felt like, this was the head, and these were arms, and this was a body. He said he felt like it was a man in a suit watching me. So I'm just sharing with you what Brother Isaac sent me, a subscriber on this channel. And whether it was a man in a suit or not, I don't know. That's what he interpreted it as. It could be a being standing here watching me that I did not see standing beside this tree here, or in between these two trees. But he said he noticed a being standing here that looked like a man in a suit watching me. Now, whether it was just a being watching me, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe this is the head. This could be the torso, one of the arms. He said he saw something that looked like a being watching me in between this tree and this tree here. That's what he said he felt like. So I figured I'd share that with you. Thank you, Brother Isaac, for sharing that picture with us. So whatever it was, again, as usual, when I was filming, I did not see anything standing here in between two trees. So obviously my technology picked up on something that Brother Isaac found. And this is his wording to me down here. So I'm just sharing you what Brother Isaac sent me. And we'll make our way on down. He said he felt like, this is from Brother Isaac as well. He said he saw a shadow. I don't know if he meant if something was cloaked, but he circled it through here. Maybe you guys can see something. I think I see something like eyes up here, like eyes, and a possible head up here with like an arm, and possibly a being standing through here. Now, he said he saw a shadow. Now, to me, when I look at this, it almost looks like that could be an eye, possibly a head, or some kind of very tall being standing here, half cloaked. And he said it looked like something was shadow watching me, or maybe half cloaked. And this is from Brother Isaac, and he sent this to me and circled it. So I figured I'd share that with you guys. Thank you, Brother Isaac. Here's another one from Brother Isaac. He said there were eyes watching me here. This was his original circle. And then I found another circle through here. And what I'm thinking is this is a face that Brother Isaac found that, of course, I did not see. He says, eyes watching you. And I did not see, okay, this looks like an eye here. Maybe another eye over here. This looks definitely like an eye. This looks like a head, possibly, with like a mouth or a nose or something. But he said it looked like eyes were watching me, and he put a double circle here. Okay, this is from Brother Isaac. And if I zero out, maybe you can see it a little bit better. It looks like an eye here. It looks like a face. An eye here, a nose, and maybe a head. So it could have been something cloaked that my technology picked up that I did not see with the naked eye. And this was from Brother Isaac as well. Again, as I'm showing you these pictures, I did not see any of this as I was taking my trail walk yesterday, and either with the naked eye or even through my films. So that's why I'm always asking you guys to show me things if you find them, and I'm very thankful when you do. So Brother Isaac found this. He said there were eyes watching me. I can see that now. I mean, almost as if I zero in, I can see an eye here. It almost looks like a head through here, like it was cloaked, and just enough of it was coming through to be picked up in my technology. But this definitely looks like an eye. And if you zoom out, you can definitely see it, I think. Eye, nose, maybe a head here. But it looks like a face of some kind. I don't know what it is. But he labeled it eyes watching you. So I figured I would show that to you. This is from Brother Isaac as well. And I appreciate his submissions. All right, let's see what else we have here. Now, Brother Isaac sent me this. He said he felt like he saw portals, and he labeled that for me. Now, I don't know if I can clearly see this or not, but I'm going on what he feels convinced that he saw. He told me he saw portals here, and he circled 3 of them. So I'll try and zero in and see if you guys can make anything out. He said he thought he saw one here. Again, if there was, I could not see it with the naked eye. One over here he said he saw. Now, is this a face right here? I don't know. This looks like an eye, nostrils from a nose, and maybe a mouth, but this almost could be a face that he picked up. This looks like an eye here, maybe an eye here, and these definitely look like nostrils from a nose, and possibly a mouth, and maybe the roundness of a head or a face that he circled, that he found. Now up here, I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. He said it looked like a portal up here, so I'm just trying to make out, or a scorpion tail, he said, or something that resembled a scorpion tail. But anyway, I'm just showing you what Brother Isaac sent. I think the most intriguing image from this particular picture is this one down here, to be honest with you, right here. Right here. This almost looks like a face looking at me, and he thought it was a portal. He told me in his email that he found 3 portals in this picture and a possible face looking at me through the portal. Now, is it possible this is an eye? This is an eye. These are nostrils from a nose, a mouth. Could this be hair down through here? I don't know, but he circled this saying he thought he saw a face looking at me through a portal. So I find this particular image extremely intriguing. Now, again, as I'm filming for you guys, I'm not seeing any of this with the naked eye, just through the technology once it comes through, or once I upload these images. Okay. I thought I found what looked like a white Sasquatch. Now, I had to run these through many different filters. Okay, so this is on my phone that I took and found. Now, there looks like a face here that I circled here. So this is my picture here. It looked like an eye, a nose, and like a white head right here. And I have other filters that I've run this through that I can show you. But if you can look at that right there, this is just through one of the many filters that I've run through. I'll show you some other pictures of that, but it looked like maybe a partially cloaked being watching me right here, an eye, a nose, and it almost looks like a white head through here. Not sure, but this is a picture that I captured when I went through my footage. I could have been looked at from the side of a tree or been peered at through the side of a tree right here with a face. Now, these are the first anomalies that I have found. And here's another filter that I ran through with this same face right here. These are the first anomalies that I have personally found at Piney Run Park. Maybe you see more. Maybe you guys will pick up more things that I haven't seen in my latest trail walk, or even in some of the pictures I'm showing you. There may be things I'm missing in all of these pictures here, okay? Because it's very hard to, in my opinion, I have to ask the Holy Spirit to show me if there's anything anomalous in these videos, because sometimes it's kind of hard to make out. Like, I don't know if this is something over here or not. These dark spots are eyes or not. I'm not sure. I doubt it, but I'm not sure. It could be. But this definitely looks like a round head with like a mouth down here, nose, and 2 eyes, and the roundness of a white head. And I picked up a white Sasquatch before at Piney Run Park that was low to the ground. I showed you guys a video the other day that was watching me. It looked like low to the ground. It was looking at me through some foliage, but that was back at Piney Run Park. So this picture I'm showing you here is at Freedom Park. Now, whether this is a head of something or not, I don't know. I simply circled it and thought I'd show you guys and ask you what you thought of it. All right, so let's go to the next image. All right, a possible anomaly I put. Now here's my sunglasses here. Here's the rim of my sunglasses, okay? Now, when I zoom in, it looked to me, again, like I saw a face here. Now, this is in the same frame that I found that white-looking Sasquatch face, but here's an eye, a nose, and partially what may be a chin down here and the roundness of a head. And I pointed an arrow toward it and circled it, semicircle. And here's the rim of my sunglasses. And what is this right here? I don't know. It may be nothing. Could be pareidolia, okay? But I found it noteworthy enough to just bring up and show you guys. Is this an eye? An eye? Is this the top of a head? Is this a nose? Is this the chin down here or a part of a mouth? Is there something partially cloaked? Like here's the eyes here looking at me in a reflection of my sunglasses? I don't know. I just found it anomalous to bring up and show you guys. So this was something I found in my sunglasses. All right, now this is the same face in a different filter. So this was like more of a lighter filter that I used to see if I could get anything else to come through. And I put a question mark here and circled it because I'm not sure what it is. All right, I'm not saying, hey guys, this is an actual face. I really don't know. I'm just circling things that I think that maybe I'm finding in my footage or my sunglasses that look anomalous. So here again could be an eye, a nose, a mouth, and the shape of the head. And it looks, if it is a face, it's partially cloaked that my technology picked up. And I put a question mark here because I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what you guys think, what you think that looks like. But I ran it through a different filter just to see what you'd think. That's something else that I found in my sunglasses. White Sasquatch. All right, now this was another filter out of that same lens that I found that looked to me like a white Sasquatch that was partially cloaked, looking at me through the trees. Eye, nose. I can't really see the mouth. It looks like there's foliage here because this was some foliage and sticks sticking out here. So it could be peeking around a tree or be partially cloaked. But can you make out a face? Eye, nose. The mouth is covered. There's some foliage here, but it looks like a head here. And I found this and circled it and ran it through a different filter to see if you guys could see it. So far it looks like I've seen white Sasquatch at Piney Run Park and at Freedom Park. Now, again, this is the first time I've found anomalies at Freedom Park. The first 2 walks I took you guys on, I didn't see any anomalies at all. But I asked the Holy Spirit to show me anything that may stand out and look anomalous, and I think he did show me a few things like this. That's another filter of the same thing. Now this is a bit of a darker photo through another filter that I ran with you guys for the same face. Now to me you can see a little bit more detail. What I did was I adjusted the contrast, the filters, to see if I could pick out any more detail. And to me the eyes came in a little darker and the nose and the shape of the head when I used this particular filter and adjusted the contrast. Again, it looks like something's peeking from, here's a tree right here, okay? Here's a dark tree right here. It almost looks like a head is peeking around beside this big, thick tree, dark tree right here. And here you've got this white head with the dark eyes and a nose, almost like it's peeking around this dark tree that's right here. And when I asked the Lord to show me if there was anything anomalous, this is what I found. Now, whether it is or not, I don't know, but I felt the impression from him that it was, so I circled it and put it up here and used different filters to show you guys. Can almost see 2 eyes and a nose, but the rest of the face is hidden behind foliage and behind a very dark tree here. So that's why this white image stands out like a sore thumb to me. Let me see if this is a different filter. Yeah, it is. Okay. Now, this is probably the darkest filter yet that I've used. As you can see, this tree right here, you can see it's a pretty thick tree right here. Here's that face again. Different filter. I used a different filter. Nose, eyes. Let me zoom in. That's as close as I can zoom in. It almost looks like a head peeking around this big, tall, dark tree at me. The body is hidden behind other sticks and foliage through here, and it looks like there's a face here peeking at me from behind this dark tree. But I figured I would show you the darkest image that I have of it yet. And this is what I found in my sunglasses as I was filming yesterday. All right. Maybe it's nothing, but it just kind of stood out to me is all. All right. Here's another image of that face in my sunglasses. I put a question mark in, eyes, nose, mouth, and I just put a question mark there. Not sure what this is here, if this is anything, but this was in my sunglasses. All right. What I'm about to show you here, okay, now this was an anomaly at Freedom Park that I found, that I myself found, and it looks deliberately broken off to me. When I saw this from about 20 yards away, I panned around and looked, and I said, oh my goodness, what is that? And it was a stick that might have been, I'd say, like maybe 4 or 5 inches around. I mean, look at the thickness, the circumference of this. And the edges are jagged, like something broke it off. It was not like someone took a saw and cut this off and made a clean saw break. Okay? And even if someone did, why? Why would they go out into the backwoods of Freedom Park, take a saw out there, and clean and cut through a stick and then jam it into the ground? It just, for what purpose? So when I saw this from about 20 yards away, I thought it was anomalous and came up close to take a picture of it for you guys. And I labeled it Anomalies at Freedom, and it looks deliberately broken off to me. You can see this. It's different. It's almost like someone cracked it off rather than sawed it off. So I figured I'd show you guys that and get your opinion about that. And again, if you see anything in the background of these pictures, these still shots that I've taken from my trail walks, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something over here. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know if there's arches over here or not, but this is what I was mainly focused on right here. And after I saw I saw 2 different tree breaks like this and a huge X in the area that I was at. And that's when I started to get the feeling that I was being either watched or monitored, or maybe I should get out of there. This is another picture I took. Again, I don't know if this is something bent deliberately. You guys can examine this and do up-close video, like shots of this if you want, of your own filters to see if there's anything behind here watching me. I'm not sure. But I wanted to get another up-close image of this stick that was driven into the ground. And to me, it's not an even cut, like I said here in my statement. It looks cracked off. Think about this. This is like 5 inches around circumference. Who in the world would be able to take this and just crack it in 2 like that and drive it into the ground? I mean, a saw wasn't taken to this. And even if someone did, what would be the purpose? I mean, that's my question. Like, what would be the purpose, Fresh cut to me, it looks like a fresh cut. So Anomalies at Freedom again. So this stick was huge. I mean, it was wedged in between these 2 sticks here, about a foot into the ground, and you saw me lift it up in the video yesterday. So when I went up to it, I lifted it up. And it came out of the ground. It was probably, maybe not a foot in the ground. It was probably about 6 inches into the ground. but because it was leaning against these two trees here. But look how wide this is. Now, again, if you need opposable thumbs to do that, or a saw. That is not a saw break. A saw break or a power tool would have made a clean, straight line cut, not something jagged like this. And it looks fresh to me, which is what I'm saying. It doesn't look like it's old. It doesn't look like it's got tree rot to it, or it's got mold on it, or it's been aged for several weeks or months. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to put you on pause. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. I just had to take a cake out of the oven because I'm baking a cake for when my oldest son gets here with my 2 grandchildren and my daughter-in-law. Anyway, this looks like a fresh cut to me. This looks like it was recent. So when I noticed a second, which I'll show you in a little bit, not only the huge X, but I noticed this and another branch that looked freshly broken off with opposable thumbs. That's when I decided, after about an hour of being out there, I wonder if I'm being watched, followed, if I should just leave, So again, the first 2 trail walks I took at Pioneer Park, I didn't see anything like these 3 anomalies that I found yesterday. All right, let's see, is this the same one or is this a different one? Let's see. Okay, different one. I said, and so it's probably about 4 inches thick around. Now, I think it was a little bit more than 4 inches thick. When I'm looking at it now, like I'm trying to wrap my hand around it, as you can see. To me, it looks a little bit more than simply, it may be more like 5 inches around. But I couldn't even get my hand around it. Can you see that? I'm trying to grasp it. Who could take this by hand? Okay, even if a grown man was doing this, take this by hand and crack this in half like that. So to me, it looks cracked in half deliberately, not sawed, because if it was sawed, it'd be a clean cut. This looks like it's got jagged edges, like somebody broke it in half. And I got my hand, I can't even get my hand all the way around it. Again, if you see anything back here, let me know. I don't know if there's anything unusual or not back here in the background. I'm always trying to look for like dark figures in the background or something like that, peeking around trees or watching or something. I'm always looking for something anomalous. All right, and of course, this is just repeating what I've said before. Fresh cut to me, it looks like a fresh cut. Anomalies at Freedom Park. So again, this was stuck. This piece right here was probably about 5 feet tall, maybe 5 inches around, 5 feet tall, and stuck about 6 to 8 inches into the ground. Doesn't look like it was sawed off to me. Not to me. So that's just another picture I'm going to show you guys. Let's see what this is. Just another close-up. I said, I don't know, because I don't want to make dogmatic opinions on things that I really don't know for sure. I'm just taking pictures of things, guys, as I'm filming that seem anomalous to me, okay? That just seem to stand out as not very natural. So, I think I have a pretty good eye to detect what's natural and what isn't, especially the past 2 years that I've had experiences with Sasquatch, both in the mountains of Pennsylvania and here in my hometown of Sykesville, Maryland, and Pioneer Run Park. I seem to notice when things are unnatural compared to natural. And this does not look naturally cut to me. It looks like it was deliberately broken in half by something that had very big hands with opposable thumbs. A deer couldn't do this. Groundhog, squirrels, fox, bear, birds, wind. I mean, what else could have done this? I mean, even a grown man or two couldn't come out here and just snap this thing in half like this. I just don't see it myself, but that's just me. But I figured I'd show you another close-up image of this. And like I said, in these still images, if you guys find anything else unusual or anomalous that I'm not seeing in the foreground, okay, let me know. I said, who did this and why and how? I think that's what made me wonder. It's just things like that that make me think, how did that happen and who did it? So again, here's another full image of how tall this piece was that I found yesterday during my walk. And if somebody did go out there and do it and then drive this into the ground, why would they do it? Like, what point would they make? I mean, when I took these pictures of these anomalies, I was way off the beaten path, guys. It's not like I was anywhere near the marked trails or the paved sidewalks there or anything like that. I mean, I was deep into the woods here when I took these pictures. Doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, who would have done it and why? What purpose? And how would it have been done by hand, by a human being? All right, let's see here. Close up, another close up. And I made sure I put here it's jagged because I wanted to show you how jagged it is. When something is sawed off, again, you know, you would notice the clean break if a saw was used. When something is cracked off, it has jagged edges like this. Or if it's broken deliberately by hand or maybe by foot or something, somebody breaks a branch or breaks a tree, cracks it in half, you're going to see jagged edges like this. If a power tool was used, it would be a straight cut across. It's not a straight cut. It's very jagged. So again, if you notice anything back here in the background, anomalous, I'll even zero in if you want. If there's anything anomalous in the background that you see, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me go over to this side. Okay, so if you notice anything back there that I'm missing, let me know. You know, you're always going to see sometimes like dark areas that look anomalous, but some of them are just leaves or dead leaves hanging from trees and things like that. But every now and then, you never know, you might find something anomalous back here that I'm just not seeing. But does this look like a saw was taken to this to you? Not to me. All right. Again, I thought its jagged edges look like something broke it off, like with opposable thumbs. And I put opposable thumbs, question mark. Now, here's another picture of this anomaly. And I said this thing was cracked in half and stuck here. And that's what I labeled this as, is this thing was cracked in half and stuck here. I'm just trying to look around, see if we see anything unusual in the background, that's all. Okay. It just stood out like a sore thumb to me. I was about 20 yards away from this thing and saw this just sitting here like this, and I thought, what in the world is that? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Again, just stuck here, no clean saw. Could do that. No, it's not a clean saw break, so. I said me, anomaly 2. So I took a picture of, I wanted a picture of this behind me with my reflection of my sunglasses deliberately to see if anyone could see anything in my sunglasses here and anything behind me while I was standing here. So I deliberately turned the camera behind me to take a picture of this and get a back view behind me of the woods behind me. And possibly my sunglasses. I don't know if there's anything unusual that you guys see in my sunglasses or not here. But I figured I'd just do a close-up of that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if, you know, if there's anything unusual or not. Does this look like a face to you guys? You know, I was wondering about this. Like, I looked at it closely enough. This almost looks like eyes up here, a nose, a mouth, a chin, and a slightly cloaked face right here in my sunglasses. That's why I deliberately took a picture of that stick behind me with my sunglasses, because I wanted to see if there was anything watching me as I was looking at that stick. And when I looked at this picture, I zoomed in and I saw this, what looked like a face. This looks like a nose. Like, can you see a nose right here almost? A mouth, eyes, and a head. Can you see that? And here's the stick behind me, because I deliberately took a picture of this behind me thinking, I wonder if I take a picture of this behind me, if I'm going to find anything either back here or in my sunglasses. And, you know, I don't know. To me, this looks like a face, half cloaked. And because of the refraction of light between my selfie stick and my camera on my phone, and the concave, I guess not the concave, but I mean the shape or the curve of my sunglasses, it's revealing and refracting light in such a way that it's showing things that I normally wouldn't see with the naked eye. But I happen to see something right here that this looks like a defined nose right here to me, with maybe a brow ridge and eyes and a round face. I'll leave it there for a minute so you guys can look at it and tell me what you think. But that's why I deliberately, eyes, nose, mouth, in my sunglasses, I deliberately took a picture. You can still see it here. I wasn't sure if I'd find anything anomalous, so I turned the camera around deliberately to catch what was behind me here and to catch this thing. But again, it almost looks like there's someone standing in front of me watching me film that stick. Could I be wrong? Of course. This may be pareidolia, trick of light, I don't know. But to me, I've seen things like this before in my sunglasses that look like faces, and it wouldn't shock me. Now again, this is the first time I've been to Freedom Park where I've seen these kind of anomalies here in my sunglasses or anywhere else. So I took another picture behind me. I'm going to zoom in real quick and see if I can get anything, see if there's anything in my sunglasses or not. And this particular picture, I don't know that I see anything unusual in my sunglasses. Maybe you guys do. This might be part of the face right here. But in the other image I showed you, it looked to me like there was a definite face. But if you guys see anything in my sunglasses, let me know. Maybe I'm missing it. But I just wanted to get that behind me. That other image I showed you, I definitely think I saw something looking at me in a reflection of my sunglasses watching me as I was examining this stick. That's what I felt anyway. Is this the same one? Yeah, okay. Let me come off of that. Okay, this was an anomaly that I found toward the end of my trail walk yesterday that looked like something grabbed this through here and ripped it down, and the bark was just hanging loosely. So if you watch toward, I'd say, the last 10 minutes of my video, you'll see this. So if you want to skip ahead and just look at okay, if you guys want to skip ahead to the video I did yesterday, it is rather a long video. You can skip to where I found the huge X, where I found that stick that I showed you jutting out of the ground and the face of my sunglasses. And then toward the last 10 minutes of my video, you'll see this. And this to me looks like something, again, a saw did not do this. It looks like something grabbed the stick, ripped it this way, and even ripped bark. And the bark is hanging off here. And if you look at the last 10 minutes of my video, you'll see what I'm talking about. I actually give a visual representation of what could have happened in the last 10 minutes of my video from yesterday's walk. Okay, almost looks like somebody took the branch and cracked it like this, I said. So let's zero in a little bit. Again, this bark was not completely stripped. It was hanging off to the side. And to me, it looks like somebody cracked this and ripped it, and here's the bark hanging off. So this is like the second anomaly that I found. I haven't even gotten to the X's yet. Okay, here's another image of that. I said it almost looks like somebody took the branch and cracked it like this. I mean, this doesn't look like a saw mark or somebody did it naturally. It looks like somebody cracked this off and ripped it and then drove it into the ground. Now, you can't see it from this picture, but this stick was extended back into the ground like several feet back that way, and the bark was just hanging here. Here's another clear image. I mean, you know, it's got jagged edges to it. The bark was stripped. And even if somebody did come back here with a saw and do this, why? And then why drive it into the ground and leave bark hanging on? It just didn't look natural to me. I mean, you know, I know what natural tree fall looks like, basically. Like, there are times I'll take you guys on trail walks and I'll say, hey, that looks natural, or I don't think a Sasquatch did that. It's interesting, but I don't think it's unnatural. And I'll tell you guys if I think something is natural. If something seems anomalous to me or out of place, that's when I'm going to mention it. And this looked out of place to me just like the other stick did. It just looked unnatural to me, like unnaturally broken. Not a natural, it doesn't look like snowfall would have done this, wind, animal life. Something with hands did this. Okay, not even a saw, because if it was a saw, it would just been a clean break. It's not, in my opinion. So here's just another, and of course I made mention here, wind did not do that. Something grabbed a hold of that and pulled that apart. And that was my comment on this, so you could see it. I'll keep it up there for a moment, so you can take a look. Okay, anomaly stick 7. I want to get to that big X in just a moment for you guys. What did I say here? Let's see. Wind did not do that. Something grabbed a hold of that and pulled that apart. Okay, so it's pretty much the same statement I made before. I tried to get as many screenshots as I could of this so you guys could get a good look at it. Okay. And I just said, to me again, this looks like jagged edges. Again, I thought something took hold of it and grabbed it and pulled it back. All right, and I made a mention here, it doesn't look dry rotted or weather worn to me. So the two anomalies I found with this stick and the one I showed you in the beginning of the video did not look dry rotted or weather worn to me. It looked very fresh. They look like fresh breaks, almost as if they'd been made that day or maybe the day before. That's why by the time I found these two anomalies, these two stick anomalies that I found, this one and the other one in the beginning of the video, and that huge X, after about an hour of being back there, I thought, you know, maybe I need to exit right now. And yet that's the first time I ever felt a feeling like that, being out at Freedom Park before. I want to see if anything came through with the X, though. Oh, here we go. Possible anomaly. All right, this is where I thought maybe I found like a face down here. And I pointed down here with this. I thought maybe I found a possible anomaly with a face. Here's some eyes, a nose, a mouth. I wasn't sure if that's an anomaly down here and the reflection of my sunglasses watching me. I wasn't sure. Or if it was just pareidolia. I don't know. And when I don't know for sure, guys, now if I think something for sure is an anomaly, I'll let you know, okay? Like even up here, it looks like there's a face, doesn't it? Eyes, and this could be that white Sasquatch I was showing you earlier. It looks like there's the dark pupil of an eye, the whites of the eyes here, maybe a nose, a round face here. I don't know. It could be pareidolia, but there could be two faces here. One here, one here. Here's something down here that could have been watching me. and then, of course, something up higher. Over here. Possibly. It may be absolutely nothing. I just figured I'd show you guys what I found. Yep, here's another face of that, what I thought might be a white Sasquatch watching me from behind a tree. Now I thought I had the stick. I mean the X formation. I'm sorry. That's just another picture of that. I thought maybe I found. Let me see if I can find where I found the X formation. If I did not send that to my email, I'll go ahead and send that to myself again this morning and let you guys see it. Okay, it doesn't look like I sent the it doesn't look like I sent the picture of the X formation. So let me leave a picture up real quick of Brother Isaac's picture that he sent me. And I'm going to try and find you guys and email myself that picture of the X formation that I found in my photos, my videos yesterday. Hold on one second for me. All right, I'm going to try and find a photo. Let me bring up another picture of Brother Isaac's here, just to keep you entertained while I'm going to send you some pictures that I found. Okay, this is what he thought was portals. And what I think is interesting is this could be a face looking at me through a portal here, but Brother Isaac sent me this. Let me leave this up here for you guys while I look for the pictures of that X formation that I found. I thought for sure I took a picture of that. Let me see. I'll see if I can find it for you. I thought for sure I sent a picture. To myself. I may have to look at my video again and screenshot it real quick. But if you go back to my videos, you'll notice. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. But there is a picture of a huge X that I found. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. I think I found it. Yes. All right. Let me see. All right. I'm going to screenshot a couple pictures of this X formation that I found. And I'm going to send it to my email for you guys so you can see it better. Sorry about the delay. Hang on one second. I'm going to try and get you some better pictures of this X formation. There we go. I think I just got another one. As a matter of fact, Scott Carpenteress did message me and say she thought that the X formation looked extremely anomalous to her as well. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get a good screenshot for you guys of this X formation that I found in the woods. And I'll go ahead and email it to myself and let you guys take a look. Thanks for being patient. I appreciate it. But the way these trees looked to me, now I'm going to try and send you a picture. I'm trying to get some good shots of this X formation that I found. To me, both trees looked as if they were positioned that way and not naturally. So let me go ahead and let me get another picture up here for you guys to look at. Okay, this is another picture from Brother Isaac saying he thought he saw a face looking at me through a portal. So let me go ahead and he labeled this eyes watching you. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up. I don't know if you can see an eye here, an eye, a nose, a mouth. But here, let me email these pictures to myself real quick and show you the X formation. And as soon as it comes up on my email, I'll show you guys on my screen. All right, thanks for bearing with me just for one moment. I thought I already had those sent to my computer. Apparently I did not. All right, here we go. All right, almost done. But until then, you can examine this picture here and just see what you think. Is this something half-cloaked, looking at me through a portal, like Brother Isaac said? I'm not sure. I think I got some pretty good pictures of this X formation, though, I can show you guys. And again, if you would like the X formation, if you watch my video from yesterday, was towards the beginning of my video, maybe in the first 10, 15 minutes. The last two anomalies, stick anomalies that I found were toward like the last, I'd say, okay, the X formation was in the beginning. One of the stick formations I showed you that was like 5 inches thick was in the middle. And then the last formation anomaly I found was in the last 5 or 10 minutes of my video, okay? So I'm just going to send these. I'm getting some good pictures together for you guys. Hopefully this X formation, I'm going to send them to my email now. Thank you for being patient. Almost done. And I'll show you several different views of this X formation to see what you think. All right. All right, I'm emailing them to me now. Sorry, guys, I thought I'd already emailed these X formation pictures to myself. I thought I was ready. All right, that's the first one being emailed. Let me send the second one. All right, third one coming through. Okay, let me see here. And then I'll send the fourth one through and see what you think. But these trees in this X formation I'm about to show you did not look naturally placed to me, and that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean it's fact. It just means it's something that I thought looked anomalous and was not naturally placed. And that was just my opinion when I took these pictures and when I did videos of it. Okay. All right. So let me see if these came through. I'm going to back out of this picture here. Thank you, Brother Isaac, for sending this. It does indeed look like he found a face through a portal or something looking through me half cloaked. You zero in. I mean, I can definitely see an eye here. There's something. I mean, it just looks odd. Again, I think the refraction of my sunglasses is picking things up along with the technology. All right, let me refresh my email real quick. These pictures should have come through by now that I just sent of the X formation. I'm sorry, I thought I uploaded those already, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so here we go. Here's the first image of the X formation. If I can get it to open. Doesn't want to open for me. All right, let's start up here. Here we go. All right. This is just part of the commentary that's coming through on the videos that I'm taking because I put subtitles up on my videos, but so it's covering a little bit of the X, but the X went this way and this way. They were huge. And to me, the trees look positioned in just such a way that it wouldn't be natural tree fall to me. So this is the first thing I came across. And what's interesting is when I was taking my trail walk, even before I laid eyes on this big X, I thought to myself, you know, wouldn't it be interesting if I came across an X formation? And I literally turned around, and I'm talking 5 seconds later in my video, I said, oh my goodness, what do you know? There's an X. It was like right there. There's another image of it. And I said, do you think this is purposely done? And this tree, none of these trees were in the ground, by the way. Like when I did videos of it, you can watch the video or skip ahead to where I come to this X. the trees were not like, the root ball was not in the ground. These trees looked like they were just positioned this way to me. All right, there's another image of the X. Again, they were just positioned this way. They weren't like, there was no root system in the ground. It was just like they were laying here crisscross. I mean, they were just sitting here crisscross like this. And when I saw them from a distance, after just mentioning, you know, like, gee, I wonder if I ran into an X formation, you know, like, wouldn't that be interesting? And I literally turned to my right after I made that statement on the video yesterday, and there was one X. This was just, and the top of this tree here, I wish I'd gone a little higher, but this tree here was leaning in between a crook of this tree, and this tree here was leaning between a crook of another tree, even though I'm only showing you the X formation right here. Again, this is kind of covering it. Sorry about that. But let me just go over these X formation pictures with you one more time. And I was asking in the video, do you think this is something anomalous or natural? To me, it didn't look natural, but then again, I could be wrong. It could be conjecture on my part. It could be very natural. I don't know. I personally don't think it is, but maybe I'm wrong. So I'm just trying to be open-minded about all this. Here's the other image. I asked, do you think this is purposely done? And whenever I've been to Pawnee Run Park, I've never noticed an X formation. I've seen images in my sunglasses. I've seen Sasquatch out there. I've had acorns thrown at me. I've heard tree knocks. Seen images of angels standing there watching me, faces in my sunglasses, but I've never seen anything anomalous at Freedom Park until yesterday, when I found this X and those two stick formations that I was showing you. There's a good image of it. Again, always look in the background, see if you notice anything odd or strange. Again, another image of another view of that X. And let me take you back down to, I'm just going to go through each picture real quick for you guys before I end the video. A man in a suit watching you. And this is what Brother Isaac said. Now, this could be a being, all right, also. He thought it looked like it had an arm and a torso and like something through here like a head. But he said there was something standing there with like, here's a shoulder, here's an arm, a torso. He just said he felt like there was something standing there watching me and that it looked like a man in a suit. So this is from Brother Isaac from this channel. And again, when I was panning around taking this photo, I didn't see this. I didn't see any of it. So thank you, Brother Isaac, that you noticed this. He said he saw a shadow. He said he thought he saw something anomalous here. So I just figured I'd show it to you guys and share what he sent. He circled this. So this is not my picture. This is his. Now, the X pictures I was showing you and all the sticks were my images, and even some of the images in my sunglasses. Of course, this I just showed you from Brother Isaac. He said there were eyes watching me right here. Eyes watching. How did he find that? I mean, that's why when I ask people to help me find things, I'm just amazed. Because, like, I probably would have looked through this video. I've watched my video 2 or 3 times now to try and find anomalies, and I never saw this. That's why having other eyes helping me really makes a difference. But look at this. He's right. This looks like something half cloaked, maybe. He said there were eyes watching you. So Brother Isaac found that. Again, the portals he said he thought he found. There you go here. And my image that I found, which I thought looked like a white Sasquatch, I'm just going to go through these really quickly for you guys. It looked like a head right here. Like eye, nose, and a white head peeking around this dark tree. Again, it's hard to see because this is a reflection out of my sunglasses. Like here's the rim of my sunglasses here and here. So some images could be distorted, but this is my picture after looking at my images from my sunglasses. And of course, here's probably one of the better pictures that I found. That almost look like here's a dark tree, and here's foliage and sticks and foliage right here. And it could be that something was just peeking around the edge at me. I really don't know, but it looks like a face to me. Could I be wrong? Of course. It just stood out to me, that's all. And so I figured I'd show you guys what this looks like. So these were just some of the anomalies that I found that, you know, like I said, things like this, 5 inches thick, just cracked off like that. This was driven like 6 to 8 inches into the ground. I can't even fit my hand all the way around it. So I just wanted to show you the anomalies I found between this, the other stick I showed you, the faces in my sunglasses, the huge X. You know, okay, you guys have seen that. And of course I said possible anomaly. So I wasn't sure if this was a face down here or not with 2 eyes, a nose and a mouth, a face watching me. I wasn't sure. It's out of the rim of my sunglasses. Wasn't sure. And of course that one screenshot, I see if I can find it again. Yeah, here we go. This was the second stick anomaly that I found yesterday. That just stood out to me like a sore thumb. Like, what in the world is that? And I don't know if I can get that close-up shot image that I got of what looked like a face in my sunglasses. Because I took a picture of this thing behind me. Let's see if I can find that again. I showed you toward the beginning of the video that I took a picture of the anomaly behind me, and you could see that what looked like a face in my sunglasses. I'll see if I can find that again real quick. Oh, I said me anomaly. Hold on one second. Let me go back. Maybe this is it. Okay, this is it. Where I faced the camera behind me, and I wanted to see if there was anything odd behind me and in my sunglasses. So let me go ahead and zero in. I don't know if it was this one or it might have been this other one. Okay, I think it's this one right here. Yeah, this almost looks like there's a face right here. And I happen to see this in my sunglasses. It almost looks like, you know, a mouth, a defined nose through here with a brow ridge and eyes and the shape of a head. Okay, with that stick right behind me, over to the side over here. Here's the face and the stick behind me. You can see like almost as if something's watching me here with a nose, eyes, mouth, head, and here's the stick behind me. This just looks cracked off, not sawed off, and then here's that what looks like a possible face. Let me zero in a little bit more. I mean, I can make a face out right here, guys. So I'll end it here. But this is the first time I can honestly say, having been to Freedom Park, that I've seen anomalies like this with faces in my sunglasses and actually two sticks that look like this and a huge X that I showed you. So I'll end it here. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for praying for my safety when I go out. I still love the outdoors. I'm not going to stop going. I also want to thank Brother Isaac for what he found and sent me that we could share with the channel today. So Brother Isaac, if you're watching, thank you. I know you're dealing with struggles, and we are praying for you, okay? Thank you for being a part of this community, brother. And thank you all. If you find anything, send it to me in my email. I will give you the credit by name on this channel, okay? For whatever you may find. Thank you very much for tuning in. More to come soon, guys. God bless you, and keep looking up. Jesus is coming soon.